This isn't the first we've heard LeBron say it. I'm sure this is not the first time he's been asked. There's a lot riding on this, and there's a lot on LeBron's shoulders. Do you think it's on him, Nick? Is it his responsibility, his job?
I mean, if it is, then every single thing involved in the team is his job. We already know he gets criticized for their cap situation because evidently he signed those guys to contracts. We already know that he is expected to literally do more than any player has ever done for their team at this stage of the playoffs. He's accounting for a higher percentage of his team's points, rebounds, and assists than any player ever to make an NBA Finals. So we know from the front office we say it's his job. On the court, we say it's his job. So evidently now it's also his job. That's the coach's job. They're getting his guys ready, getting his guys amped up, getting his guys in the right frame of mind is your coaching staff's job. So if that's his job as well, then he's wearing all the hats in the organization except for team owner, which is a hat one day when he's done playing he actually wants to wear. I think there is a difference between the traditional role of best player on a team, leader on a team, being a guy that you rally around, and a guy who also has to do the motivational, almost emotional shaman for the team to get everyone ready to go. That's individuals' own responsibility, and then, in my eyes, the coaching staff's responsibility as a whole, even if the best player on the team has a larger role than other people.
Yeah, I believe Ty Lue has a strong voice with the team LeBron has. He has a strong voice inside the organization. But there's no voice in Cleveland like LeBron. So it's not a matter, is it his job? This is what LeBron does. Kyle Korver talks about LeBron has set the standard around here so high. If you get to practice an hour early, you are already an hour late because he's already been there for 2 hours. So he sets the tone for what the organization is going to be on a daily basis. Now, I've been fortunate that I've been around the Cavs. I was around the Heat, and I was around the Cavs the first time LeBron was there. I've been on the court, I've been courtside, and I've been in the locker room. LeBron is a phenomenal communicator. He is one of those type of people that when he says something, people listen. And he's so smart about basketball. So Ty Lue, based on his reputation and his overall strengths, I believe there's a good balance in what he does and what LeBron James is. LeBron's got to be the motivator because he's gifted as a speaker. He understands the game on a different level, and his overall commitment that, it's not his job to do, but it's in his gifting to do. So not only his basketball ability as a communicator and what he knows about the game. What is he supposed to do? Keep it to himself? So on paper, no, that's not what a great player is supposed to do, but different skill sets for different players, all right? I don't believe that LeBron and Steph Curry have the same skill set. They have Draymond, who sets a certain amount of edge and kind of talks to the team. LeBron doesn't have that, and he has the skill set, so people might think it's too much, but I know LeBron is more than capable of doing that.
But here's the flip side to it, though, that I'm going to point at a very specific moment in the Cavs season where it could have gone sideways, where I could have been the most wrong person in the world, because they could have lost in the first round. Game 4 against the Indiana Pacers. The Cavs are trailing in that game. They're trailing in the series 2-1. And Kyle Korver makes back-to-back outstanding plays. And guess who that lifted up? That lifted up LeBron. That allowed LeBron to say, okay, we've got a path here. Lifted him up to play at a super high level the next 2 games, which then ended up carrying them to go to the NBA Finals or at least get to the next round, sweep the Raptors. There is a responsibility on the oldest team in the league, the highest paid team in the league, for other guys to say, you know what, not only am I going to be responsible for my own performance, I'm going to do something that inspires him. Because his play on the court alone, if the guy was a mute, should be somewhat inspirational by the level at which he plays. And so could Kevin Love do that? Could 37-year-old Kyle Korver do that? Could 14-year vet J.R. Smith do that? I mean, they should be able to do that.
Of course, but I think this comes down to what the other guys on the team are going to listen to, what the other guys on the team are motivated by, what's going to push the other guys on the team. I don't know if Kyle Korver making a 3 or 2, and I totally understand your point, is all of a sudden going to get J.R. Smith to be like, all right, yeah, Kyle Korver made that 3. But I think LeBron, arguably one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and if we all sit here and appreciate it, you have to believe there's some semblance of the rest of that team that says we're playing in one of the greatest times in history. yes, I think it's his responsibility, but I think he welcomes that responsibility. The same way, CC, you talk about how it's not in Kevin Durant's DNA to do that. It is in LeBron James's DNA to want to be a leader. Yes, on the court, but you don't think off the court, too?
This is the problem, though, because at the end of the day, everyone's a professional. Like, we can say what we want. I come in the morning, you guys are here, stuff gets done. I try to get you guys pumped up, but at the end of the day, you guys got to do a job. I can't do your job for you. Now, I'll try to do my best. I'll try to fill people out for what they need. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do well. And it's absent of you doing your job and Nick doing his job, because when you're professional in professional sports, yes, LeBron is gifted, but sometimes you get to a point where you just can't keep leaning on LeBron. When you have a personal responsibility, Kevin Love, can you get 20 and 15? Cal Korver, can you get 9? JR, can you get in double figures? I mean, my God, we've dropped our standards for everyone. So I'm with Nick. I understand that. When you're in competitive situation, Belichick says it. You say you like it. Everyone do your job. And if the Cavs just had a little bit of that.
That's my thing, is I understand your point, which is LeBron on the court has to be the inspirational force through his play, and I think to a degree he is, but that can also work in the other direction. He can be so great on the court, guys can relax almost a little bit, like, oh, he's got this. Like, we've got the best guy, he's got this. And off the court, he can be that little extra. The last words you hear leaving the locker room can be from LeBron. I understand that part of it. But the coaching staff getting guys in the right mental frame of mind, and you used the example I was going to use. Like, you're the most experienced, you're the best player on our team here. But it is, if I do poorly, it is not your fault. And by the way, if I do poorly, it is not your responsibility. It's nice if you do it, but it's not your responsibility to fix it. It's our bosses. It's the people you don't see on the show, the producers. So, like, we all try to pick each other up, but our own performance is our own responsibility. And after that, it's the people whose jobs, in my eyes, were hired to coach our performance. Like, I just think we can't say it's LeBron's job to do everything for everybody.
So, like, maybe a general manager's job. It could be a general manager's job.
It's all pieced up. General manager, coach.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.